Kaspa's 2025 bull run price prediction is the most important piece of information that we can formulate. So often when to buy a cryptocurrency is overvalued over the far more important, for obvious reasons, of when to sell. Now, we've put together a price prediction formula that has two basic parts. The first one, which we're going to cover in depth right in this video, is your fundamental basics. Now, a lot of us would deem ourselves experts in cryptocurrency. Time to put your humble hat on, because even if you have a degree in Python and HTML5, these cryptocurrencies are actually written in a different code from that. Artificial intelligence is actually built of code. So reading blockchain is like checking out hot babes on the beach. And artificial intelligence can do a far better job analyzing the code than the world's top coder, because artificial intelligence actually is the world's best coder. Now, the second part that we'll be releasing more details inside of our Patreon over the past 200 days, all on video, all with at least a 24-hour call out. We've changed $12,500 into just under $250,000. There are tons of people on YouTube that are actually just doing their technical analysis wrong. Right now, the foolish narrative is the Bitcoin ETF is going to be buy the rumor, sell the news. Looking at the chart, we can clearly see this is an ascending triangle. A very avid learner in our last video posted a comment that said, yeah, there's a triangle in the Bitcoin pattern. There's actually three different types of triangle patterns. There's your ascending triangle, which we're seeing on Bitcoin right now, and that's the only one that's bullish. There's also your symmetrical triangle, and then your descending triangle. And we haven't even gotten into wedges and pendants yet. In order to accurately recognize what pattern we're forming and then qualify it with its preceding statistical analysis, you first have to know what it is you're seeing, which is something that we're going to indefinitely include in this Patreon group. But to top it off, we incorporate this into what is known as these origin trend lines. This doesn't exist in the stock market. In cryptocurrency, it might be because of the halving and the emission schedule. There's these repeating trend lines that just keep happening over and over again. And just to give you an example, in Bitcoin, you can see all these white lines, even back to like 2018. There's this repeating resistance line. And we were definitely trapped under this for a long time here at the peak of this rally. We, of course, broke out of it here in October, but then just recently we just punched through its Fibonacci extension. Now, an even more unique thing to top off these origin trend lines is oftentimes these repeating trend lines will fit directly on a Fibonacci spread. Pretty wild stuff. I bet you guys never charted that before. But let's digress back to the basics. So we asked our artificial intelligence to build a price prediction model. And the data that we wanted to put into this model was we wanted it to read the entire code as well as the white paper for Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Kaspa. Litecoin and Bitcoin are realistically Kaspa's #1 competition. And then it spews out a 10-page report. The 10th page is the summary of this report, and we have the entire thing posted in the description for you. Take a look at it, and we ask in exchange that you do hit the subscribe button. While examining the code, Agent GPT highlighted some points that it took into consideration: the transaction speed, block generation time, supply, consensus algorithm, scalability solutions, and security measures. And it projected that a future market cap for Bitcoin would be $1 trillion. Now, this does seem extremely on the low side. This is where things start to get really interesting. It projected that the future market cap for Litecoin would be $10 billion, but the future market cap for Kaspa was $50 billion. So while it's seeing a very low increase in Bitcoin and only a double up for Litecoin, it's seeing that Kaspa is going to absolutely rocket. Now, using this exact model, this would put Kaspa's price just over $2. And this is, of course, with Bitcoin, just at a 1 trillion market cap is right around $53,000. If Bitcoin gets up to 150,000, which is a pretty good estimation of where it's going to end up in 2025, we could thus triple Kaspa's market cap, thus putting it at right around $6. So all this hype that we've heard about a $5 Kaspa, according to artificial intelligence, this is indefinitely possible. Charting the peak of any cryptocurrency, specifically Kaspa, is a beast of another nature. Now, our niche of expertise is technical analysis, specifically of the Kaspa chart. We are the only channel that gave a 10x leverage call out on November 3rd, 48 hours before the entire Kaspa God candle started. Back this summer when we made our original cold storage buyout at 2 cents, none of the other content creators that have recently jumped onto the Kaspa train called that out because everybody was saying the ASICs were going to crash the price. When we were preaching and knew back then there's a mathematical formula teaching us the exact opposite. There's even content creators out there that believe technical analysis is an absolute myth, like Crypto John, who believes in diversification. Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger take 20 minutes at every single Berkshire Hathaway meeting, which is actually a giant diversified conglomerate, to preach how diversifying in stocks is a terrible idea and it will not get you rich. And in fact, everyone that goes around teaching that is only doing it because it's a profitable lesson to give, when in fact, the customers that are buying that information are buying a losing strategy. This is Warren Buffett, not Jesse and AI. Keep this in mind as you're combing through different channels to watch, because the last thing that you guys need is a losing trader in your ear giving you bad advice. Thank you for checking out this video. Your family and friends have probably asked you specifically about crypto, but once you explain cold storage, they start to get cold feet. They're like, yeah, this is kind of complex. They might not be too tech savvy. The Tangem wallet is very easy to use. It's just like a debit card. You become an affiliate marketer when you use a discount code automatically. Use code JesseAI, get a discount, and then get the kickbacks from all your family and friends as you introduce them into the world of cryptocurrency. Of course, the Tangem wallet can store your Kaspa. We'll catch you on the next one.